Hello, and welcome to Children's Sunday School for Second Presbyterian Church. My name is Elizabeth Link, and this is Eleanor. And our Bible story today is about a Passover meal. When we celebrate special holidays, we often have special meals with our families. What kind of food do you eat for Christmas or Easter or your birthday? You eat cake for your birthday, that's right. Jesus and the disciples ate a meal to celebrate the Passover when they were in Jerusalem. When Jesus and his disciples went into Jerusalem on the day we call Palm Sunday, it was time for the Passover festival. Jewish people traveled from all over to Jerusalem, and they came to remember how God sent Moses to lead them out of slavery into the Promised Land. An important part of this celebration was the Passover meal. Jesus sent his friends, Peter and John, into the city. He said, "Find a place where we can share the Passover meal together." "Where do you want us to prepare the meal? We don't live here," they asked. "You will meet a man carrying a jar of water," answered Jesus. "He will show you an upstairs guest room in his house." Peter and John went to Jerusalem. They saw the man with the water jar, and he showed them his upstairs guest room where the meal could be prepared, just like Jesus had said. Later, Jesus and the disciples came to the upstairs room. When the meal was ready, they gathered around the table to eat a Passover meal of lamb, vegetables, and herbs. Jesus looked around the table. He said, "I am glad to eat this Passover meal with you. It might be a long time until we eat together again." Jesus picked up a cup. He said, "Thank you, God, for this food." Then Jesus picked up a loaf of bread and tore it into pieces. He gave the bread to his disciples. "This bread is like my body," he said. "Remember me when you eat this bread with your friends and your family." When everyone had eaten, Jesus lifted up the cup again. He said, "This cup is like the blood that makes each human live. Remember me when you drink from this cup." This was a new way to celebrate Passover. The disciples were confused about some things that Jesus had said, but tonight they were happy to be together. What do you think Jesus meant when he said, "Remember me"? If you could take a picture of the scenes in this story, what would you show? Jews share this Passover meal to remember and celebrate the ways God saved them from slavery. Christians share the bread and the cup at communion to remember Jesus. What else can you do to remember Jesus?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brannan. You can call me Pastor Ben. I'm the new associate pastor for youth and young adults. And I'm so happy to be with you this morning and to share a story with you. Our Bible story tells us about Jesus and his disciples at a meal together. They were celebrating a Jewish holiday called Passover. And Jewish families still celebrate this meal today. I want to share a story of a modern day Passover. Before we begin, I want to teach you a special word that you will hear throughout the book. The word is dayenu. Can you say that word? Dayenu. Dayenu means more than enough. It's a word that reminds us of the blessings we have. Listen as I read More Than Enough, a Passover story, written by April Halprin, Wayland. We wandered the market surrounded by colors, dayenu. We buy apples and walnuts, lilacs and honey, dayenu. We reach through the bars to lift one purring kitty. He licks Mama's nose. So she says we can keep him. Dayenu. Wait, is that rain? Yes, it is rain. We can taste it. Dayenu. Kitten meets Daddy as we carry in groceries. Dayenu. We chop apples and walnuts and mix in the grape juice. Dayenu. We soak in blue bubbles and dress up for dinner. Dayenu. We dash through the puddles with our bowl of corset. Dayenu. We skip into Nana's and show who we've rescued. Dayenu. We set out the plate filled with symbols of freedom. Dayenu. We ask the 4 questions and all sing Dayenu. Dayenu. There are matzah balls, chicken, and jellied fruit slices. Dayenu. We search high and low for the lost Afukaman. Dayenu. We open the door for Elijah, the prophet, and baa like a goat singing Chad Gadyaz verses. Dayenu. We play with our kitten till Nana says bedtime. She wraps us in blankets, then sings Aliyehu. Dayenu. Her kiss on our foreheads, a purring warm kitty, a feast in our tummies, night rain at the window, a Passover sleepover. Dayenu, Dayenu, Dayenu. What a great story. More than enough. Bye.
Good morning. This is Mrs. Smith for the Sunday school lesson this week and our song for this week at Second Presbyterian Church. The song is Remember Me by Mark Schultz in honor of the Last Supper. Here are the words. Remember me in a Bible cracked and faded by the years. Remember me in a sanctuary filled with silent prayer. And age to age and heart to heart, bound by grace and peace. Child of wonder, child of God, I've remembered you. Remember me. That's our first verse. We're going to do the third verse to finish. Remember me when the children leave their Sunday school with smiles. Remember me when they're old enough to teach, old enough to preach, old enough to leave, and age to age and heart to heart, bound by grace and peace. Child of wonder, child of God, I've remembered you. Remember me. And here are our notes.